Om Namo Narayanaya. Please repeat after me. Om Sahana Vavatu Sahana Bhanaktu Sahaviryam Karvavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu Ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Shri Ganeshaya Namaha. Om Shri Saraswatyai Namaha. Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Om Samasta Jana Kalyani Niratam Karunamayam Namami Chinmayam Devam Sadgurum Brahma Vidvaram Om Satchidananda Rupaya Vishvotpatyadihetave Tapatraya Vinashaya Shri Krishnaya Vayam Namaha. Om Sadashiva Samarambham Shankracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam. Hari Om. Suswagatam. We are studying a beautiful text, Sadachara. In the last session, we have seen how a seeker can live one's own life. In that, it is beautiful message given, Ragadvesha Vina Praptam, verse number 15, Bhunjamyatra Shubhashubham. How to live one's own life and still remain joyful. That means a joy should be without conditioning. How do we condition our joy? By our likes and dislikes. So here it is said, yes, one can definitely enjoy the experiences of life. But if those experiences are tainted with the likes and dislike, then there is a great variation in it. Therefore, one must able to understand, if we can reduce our likes and dislike in everything, then our experience will be one and one, which is called as pleasant experience. Because experience is experience. Who is labeling it good and bad? So I, with conditioned mind, labeling the experience as good and bad. As Bhagavan Krishna says in Bhagawad Gita, Matra sparshastu kaunteya shitoshna sukha dukkha daha agama paino anityaha tantitikshasva bharata. So there Bhagavan says to Arjuna that experiences are because of only two things. One is called as sense organ and one is called as sense object. When they come together, then there is experience. Therefore, whosoever is living, one who is alive, will always have experience. Because we cannot cut away our transactional activities to zero. Not possible. Therefore, there will be a union of the sense organ and sense object till the last breath of our life. And hence, the experiences will continue. So, if somebody thinks, let me run away from different experiences, that won't happen. Therefore, it is said here, how to face the experience by developing in Bhagavan's way titiksha. And here it is by reducing likes and dislike to utmost minimum level. Zero I won't say. Because we all know how it is. So if we reduce it, then our mind will not get completely tossed by the experiences. It will have a little disturbance, but you can easily come over, or you can overcome those disturbances very easily. Having said this, verse number 16. Here, glory of Vairagya is beautifully pointed out. Verse number 16, please chant after me. Abhayam sarvabhutanam jnanamahurmanishinaha nijanande spruhanane vairagyasya together. Abhayam sarvabhutanam jnanamahurmanishinaha Nijanande spruhanane vairagyasya vadhirmataka. So, a beautiful indication is here. He says, what is the effect of jnanam? What is the effect of jnanam? So the effect of jnanam is fearlessness. Why is it so? Because jnana tells us, the scriptural knowledge tells us, who am I? The fear is only because of attachment to the body, mind and intellect. And when there is a fear, there is an insecurity. And where there is an insecurity, your mind is tossed. Continuously when insecurity is haunted, is like a haunting. So if somebody is continuously having this thought of insecurity, that person's life is miserable. Therefore, what is the solution here? It says knowledge is a solution. Which knowledge? Vedantic scriptural knowledge. So knowledge gives us a direct experience of fearlessness. Manishinaha ahuhu. Great intelligent people, they describe that the source of fearlessness is knowledge. And there is no other source of fearlessness. Please note it. No other source. How much of money you have? Think. Will you be fearless? Not possible. Because when I am attached to the money, then the security of money is a big problem. And therefore I will be insecure. And when I am insecure, I have so much of disturbance of the mind. So, knowledge is the thing which gives us the fearlessness. Fearlessness towards what? Towards every being. Sarva bhutanam. Towards what? Towards all. So it is not one way, it is two way. Like one who has a knowledge is fearless, and those who know him, they are also having no fear towards this person. So sannyas is described as, the sannyasi is described as surudha. That means the friend of everyone. Good, bad, there is nothing. So once it happened so, Puja Gurudev was sitting in his kutia, and so many so-called as different people came to meet him. So few people were already sitting there. They said, my God, these people, how did they come here? So Gurudev talked so nicely with them, and Gurudev called all of them that please keep coming whenever you have a time. And then they took a prasad and went away. Then the people, those who are sitting already there, they said, Gurudev, do you know who all are they? This is this, this is this, this is this. He said, this ashram is for such people only. Because if good people come, then what is the use of the ashram? Because anyway they are good. So this ashram is for those who are otherwise. See how fearless he gives. That fearlessness he gives to everyone. That anyone who comes is welcome. Like once Swami Vivekananda ji went to have a bhiksha in the prostitute's house. And everyone said, my God, my God, my God. He says, there is nothing, because I see the same self in her also. I don't have any difference. See, this is called as unconditional mind, where there is no such thing, this person is good, that person is bad, this quality, this state of mind is not there. So this is possible only when one gains the knowledge, the self-knowledge. Then he says, what is Vairagya? Spruha nijanande. Spruha means craving. That means intense desire. About what? About the bliss of the self, and not about the object of the world. So much of intense desire about the bliss of the self, and not any other thing of the world. Not anne. Not any other thing of the world. Mataha. This is considered as avadhi vairagyasya. This is considered as the limit of vairagya, that is dispassion. That means one who gains this dispassion does not crave for any joy from this world. So when it is said world, then one has to understand three important points which I keep always telling off and on. What is that? When the world is said, then one has to understand joy from an individual, joy from the world of object, and joy from any event or any situation. All three together is world. Towards it, there is complete dispassion. Complete dispassion. Now one has to understand this. If you expect, this is a practical analysis, if you expect joy from any person in the world, that person is under the spell of modification. That means changes. Then if your joy is about his good looks, tomorrow his good looks will not be there. Then what will you do? Gone. Joy is gone. About his robust health, tomorrow again he will be sick. Then what will happen to you? About his money, tomorrow if he fails to earn good money or do a lot of losses in his business or whatever, then what? And sometimes he starts acting funny in his life, then what? Hope समझदार को इशारा काफी है. What will you do? So then one has to understand, this is a wrong notion to expect joy from anyone in the world. Because everything is under change. Everything. Please note it, everything. And therefore, we cannot have a same experience from any person which we understand it as the best. So, it is beautifully explained here. Let us have this attitude of dispassion. This is an attitude of the mind. See, unless and until we develop the attitude, correct attitude rather, the life cannot be harmonious. Because the attitude only gives us the right experience. Example, if the best way you have fed someone and that person said, my God, today every item which was prepared, I never liked it. Now what will you do? Your mind will be utterly in sorrow. See how useless fellow. I have so much put my effort and love in it, and he says he didn't like it. Now what to do? Therefore, let us not put our effort to make anyone happy, but let us put our effort to do our best. That is an attitude where in everything what you do, it's not in one thing or about one person. Whatever you do, even if you talk to someone, you talk with your best of capacity and love. That's how it is. So it is not only about one thing, it is about everything. How the dispassion can be developed? So the answer of scripture is, unless and until we have a strong discrimination, vairagya cannot be stabilized or gained. Discrimination. Okay, so let us take up verse number 17. Vedantai shravanam kuryat. Vedantai shravanam kuryat. Mananam chopapattibihi. Yogena bhyasanam nityam. Tato darshanamatmanaha. Together. Vedantai shravanam kuryat. Yogena bhyasanam nityam. Tato. So it is said here, how one can gain the experience of the self. So this is a point here described beautifully. How one can gain the experience of the self. That means how to reach to the self-realization. It is said, first point is Vedantai Shravanam Kuryat. So when it is said Kuryat, it is called as commandment, injunction. You must do. You should do. What? Shravanam. Of what? Vedantahi. Vedanta means the Upanishad, that is called as all the knowledge which is talking about the self. It is called as self-knowledge. Having done the Shravanam, then what is the next step? Mananam chopapattibihi. Then the next step is reflection. How should one do a reflection? With rational analysis. Like we keep taking analysis. Yes, just before a moment we have done an analysis that how one should not expect any happiness from anyone. Why? So we have done the analysis. This is called as analysis. So when you reflect over what is being heard, then use a rational examples to support your own learning. If you do not support your own learning with the reflection done by putting examples in life, then the knowledge cannot remain a complete for us till then. Having done the reflection, then what is the next step? Yogena bhyasanam nityam. Third step is Yoga abhyasanam nityam. Nityam yoga abhyasanam kuru. ऐसे वहां put, you have to put kuru. Kuru means you must do. What is this yoga abhyasa? So, in Vedanta Shastra, there are 3 steps to reach to the self. What is that? Shravanam, Mananam, Nididhyasanam. Nididhyasanam itself is a meditation. Dhyanam itself is a meditation. So, having first heard about the scriptural knowledge. What is the scriptural knowledge? It tells the reality about the self. That is the scriptural knowledge. So it tells who we are. So the first thing. So this knowledge is given. So this knowledge is called as paroksha knowledge. Paroksha jnanam. Why? It is told to me by somebody. That is called as paroksha. Now I have to realize it. So that is called as, when I realize, it is called as aparoksha. So therefore the sadhana is required to reach from paroksha to aparoksha, anubhuti. Here it is said, Nityam yoga abhyasanam. Every day one should able to meditate. What is the process of meditation? Having cleared all doubts about your experience of the knowledge. What is a doubt? Let us first understand, when the Shastra says you are that self. So when it is said, mind has only listened, but mind has not confirmed it. Yes, I am. It is not confirmed by the mind and intellect. So, why it is so? Because it has its own experience from the births together. And therefore it says, I know I am this body. So this is how the meditation is a process to remove this wrong notion that I am the body, mind and intellect. This process of completely deconditioning the mind from this thought of I am BMI. That is the meditation. So when every day you meditate on one thought, Aham Brahmasmi, all other wrong notions will slowly go away. It takes its own time. So when all my firm conditioning goes away or get completely destroyed, then the self is self-effulgent. It illumines itself. And that's how one can reach to the experience of the self. Om Namo Narayanaya.